Hey everybody, welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat basketball channel. My name is Amir. The Miami Heat were defeated tonight 108 to 114 versus the Dallas Mavericks on the road. Tough loss tonight. Miami had an opportunity to win this game, but they just weren't able to execute down the stretch. Miami started off this game extremely hot. So the first quarter, Miami was like firing on all cylinders offensively. They scored 36 points in the first quarter, and we all know that the Miami Heat are not the best offensively. Their defensive rating has improved drastically during this like 16 game stretch where the Heat have won quite a few games, but their offense still pretty stagnant, not dynamic. 22 or 21 offensive rating ranked wise, and they were killing it in the first quarter. Duncan Robinson, I think, had 10 points or so to start off the game. He was looking amazing, had some backdoor cuts, was like 3 for 3 from three in that first quarter. And the Miami Heat were just playing good basketball offensively, moving the ball, and everybody was involved. Bam, Jimmy, Duncan, Terry were all putting up some points in that first quarter. And they shot 71% from the field in that first quarter, which is just insane. 15 for 21, 86% from three, so 6 for 7. So even Hawkes came in that first quarter with like 4 or 5 minutes left, and he hit a three or two. And Caleb Martin came in and also hit a three. So the Miami Heat were on fire from downtown and just from the field in general. And they looked good in that first quarter. But at second quarter, they put Thomas Bryant in for some reason, and he got some minutes, and he was playing over Nikola Jovic. So Jovic has been starting, continued to start, and looked okay in the first quarter, and didn't really play at all. I don't think in the second quarter. I don't even know if he even got a single minute. But Thomas Bryant got some minutes in that second quarter, and the Heat were up by double digits in that quarter, but then the Mavericks were able to come back a little bit, and it was about 61 to 54, I think, at halftime. And the Heat's shooting was still great. They were shooting 53% from the field, 50% from three. They were shooting 11 for 22. They had 7 turnovers compared to Dallas's 6. Dallas was shooting horribly from three. Luka was cold in the first half. He was inefficient. Like he was scoring at will and very easily, but he wasn't shooting very well. He was getting most of his buckets in the mid range and in the paint. But they were 6 for 20 at half, and they're shooting 30%, 19 for 44 overall. That's 33%. So they weren't playing that great until the third quarter. So that's when Dallas really opened up the game offensively. That's where Luka caught fire and couldn't miss. He was hitting a bunch of threes. Kyrie Irving was playing really well. Dante Exum as well was making some really good plays for them in that third quarter. The Heat then blew their double-digit lead and then were down by double digits themselves, down by 11 points in that third quarter. And Jimmy Butler tonight and Bam Adebayo, I think, had pretty bad games. Like Jimmy didn't play horribly, but he just wasn't aggressive, and it was too little, too late when he started paying attention and trying a little bit more in the game. And Bam Adebayo just one of his most inefficient games of the season, and especially in the fourth quarter stretch, which I'll get into. He played pretty bad, pretty poorly offensively. That is so. Dallas is up by 11. Miami comes back in the fourth quarter and makes it a ball game once again. And this is a clutch game. It goes down to the wire. The Miami Heat, with like 3 minutes left, end up coming back, taking a 1 to 2 point lead. But Luka Doncic just kept hitting huge three pointers, and Dante Exum hit one huge three pointer to put the Mavericks up, and we never came back from that. He also had a nice little turnaround fadeaway jump shot, and he just killed us in the fourth quarter along with Luka Doncic. But the Miami Heat just couldn't execute and just played poorly in those last few minutes, especially Bam Adebayo, who missed like 3 or 4 shots at the rim and just could not score over Derek Lively, the rookie. And it was unfortunate. He also missed 4 free throws. He was 4 for 8 from the line. He started off 0 from 4. So that was one big issue as well. And then for Jimmy Butler, his big issue was turnovers all throughout the game and just not being aggressive enough or as active or engaged as he has been. post All-Star break. So unfortunate game for the Miami Heat. Um, they are now, let's see, what's their record? They are now 35 and 27. They're still sixth in the East, but big loss tonight against a Mavericks team that was not playing so well over the past few games. They lost three in a row. They needed a victory desperately. They're a good Western Conference team. They have two amazing point guards essentially on their team that are both clutch players, and they both hit some big threes in those final minutes to help them beat the Miami Heat. So unfortunate because now we are a game and a half behind the Magic for the fourth seed and one game behind the Knicks for the fifth seed. So anyway, let's go look just at the players real quick and go down the line. So Terry Rozier, definitely wasted effort for him because he had his best game in a Miami Heat uniform by far. So he had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, 10 for 17 from the field. So finally, super efficient. 5 for 8 from three, 2 for 2 from the line, one steal, no turnovers. So in that fourth quarter, Terry Rozier is the one who brought us back into this game. He's the one who kept us in the game by hitting clutch 3 pointers, and he's the one who kept us alive and afloat. So unfortunate that we wasted an amazing game by Terry Rozier. Jimmy Butler, like I mentioned, pretty lackadaisical game. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 for 12 from the field, so super efficient. 1 for 2 from three, so he's kept his streak so far of having 16 consecutive games with the 3 pointer. So that's cool, even though we lost, so it doesn't really matter. But he had 6 turnovers. That's like a backbreaker right there. So that was his Achilles, I guess, tonight was the turnovers and trying to get into the game a little too late. Bam Adebayo, 14, 9, and 5 looks good on the stat sheet, but 5 for 14 from the field, which is just bad. 0 for 2 from three, 4 for 8 again from the free throw line. He missed his first four. Can't be missing free throws. He had 3 steals, which is good, but the issue for him was offensively in that fourth quarter and just throughout the entire game. He was just missing a ton of shots in the paint. Duncan Robinson, again, wasted a good Duncan game too. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 7 for 10 from the field, 5 for 8 from three. He was playing again really good in the first quarter, but just all throughout the game was hitting clutch 3 pointers and was super efficient. So unfortunate that we lost that game with Duncan, the way Duncan and Terry played. Jovic only played 16 minutes, which I was surprised. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from three, 2 turnovers. Surprised he only played 16 minutes. Thomas Bryant got 11 minutes and didn't really do anything at all, it seemed like. Didn't really help us with rebounding or defense, especially. So, not sure why Thomas Bryant got any minutes tonight. That was such a waste. I feel like Nico should have got at least 9 of those minutes. Caleb Martin continues to play strong off the bench. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 9 from the field, 3 for 7 from three, 1 block. He ended up fouling out of the game at the end, but he's continued to be solid off that bench, and he's been efficient from three, which is good. And he looks athletic, and he's been able to get to the rim and finish at the rim, which is good. So happy that he's continuing his success off the bench. Hawkes, again, also, I like that pairing playing with Caleb Martin off the bench. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 7 from the field, 3 for 4 from three. He also had a steal. So Hawkes hit a couple big threes early in the game, which was good. And there's too much size. I think he didn't really get too many post up plays like he typically does, but the Mavericks are a lot longer. They have Gafford, they have PJ Washington, and they have Lively as well. So it was tough for him to get that mismatch tonight. And then Haywood Highsmith played 8 minutes, 2 points. So yeah, the Heat, I think, blew an opportunity to win a game that was very winnable, and they were up double digits, and they seem to blow a lot of double-digit games, which is always frustrating. And this would have been a big road victory. Looking at the box score for Dallas real quick. So Luka triple-double, fifth game in a row. That ties like a record with Russell Westbrook. So he's been amazing even in their losses. But big win for them. 35 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 12 for 24 from the field, 7 for 13 from three. So he made, I feel like, 7 for 7, like in that third and fourth quarter, excuse me, because he was missing a bunch of threes in the first half. He also had one steal. Kyrie Irving played great, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Not the most efficient, 9 for 19, and then 3 for 9 from the field. He had a steal and a block. He was great. PJ Washington um, shot poorly from three, but still was effective. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 for 12 from the field, 1 for 6 from three. And then Gafford, 12 for 7. He was 5 for 5 from the field. Tim Hardaway had 11 points off the bench, which was good. And then Dante Exum killed us. He was the X factor tonight. 17 minutes, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 for 3, 5 for 5 from the field. So huge play for Exum in limited minutes. But what's unfortunate, if I look at the box score too, before I wrap up, the Heat shot 49% from the field compared to Dallas's 46. The Heat shot 45% from three, 17 for 38, which is amazing. And Dallas was pretty good too. They shot 16 for 41, but they had 39%. Tough to lose a game when you shoot 45% from three. That's super rare for this Miami Heat team. And also, they only had 10 turnovers compared to Dallas's 9. So they did protect the ball decently well. And so I think the big issues were free throws. They only shot 65% from the free throw line. They had 17 free throws compared to 23 for the Mavericks. So the Mavericks are getting a lot of calls in that first half. And rebounding 37 to 45, man. They just were bigger than us, and offensive rebound is what killed us the most. That we had 37, they had 45. 2 offensive rebounds for us, 10 for them. So I think part of the story again was poor free throw shooting for us and getting out rebounded. Um, did not help our cause. But yep, the Miami Heat are playing tomorrow night, so it'll be a back to back. They're going to be flying to OKC, playing tomorrow on the road against a really good team, a team that's better than the Dallas Mavericks. So hoping we can avoid the 2-game losing streak and get a big victory. We almost beat them, I think, without Jimmy Butler earlier in the year. So we have an opportunity now that we are a little bit healthier. We're not fully healthy because Tyler Hero and Kevin Love are not going to be on this trip. So not having them obviously was like not helping. It was hurting the Miami Heat. So we'll see what happens. But big game tomorrow. Hopefully the Miami Heat pull it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.